I'm Monali Meher, artist from India, living and working in Ghent. I'm multidisciplinary artist. I work with different mediums, from drawing to performance, installations, site-specific installations. I also take a lot of inspiration from the present time and the historical references. I have heard about the name, of course, before, when this call and the Ghadik, the poem, which was also published with the open call. And I have read different philosophical phrases. It was good to also see this poem and read this poem in Dutch, in other language, which has been translated by Kader Abdolah. And I also translated it in English. It is giving the same message, but how even the translation can change. I did more research and I started reading different poems and phrases, which, it's deep meaning and philosophical, and I actually took inspiration from there, the philosophical but also literal and metaphorical, what I want to bring in my creative process. So when I read Zeg dat ik jou ben, it was last year, and first time I just immediately connected that if I were from Palestine, if I were from Congo, if from Iran, Lebanon, Sudan, because we are right now living in a world with all these unrest and horrible things happening. And as a human being, you feel it and you see it all the time. You cannot avoid it. People say that this has been happening, the wars, and it's all the time happening. But I think in this today's time, we are seeing this every day on our phone. So that the title of the poem directly connected me to that. The whole poem as a whole is inspiration, but each sentence, each line of that poem is really giving a lot of inspiration and ideas. And I already started having a form of what I would create, I would make, and how it can also communicate with people. So these were the things which came, and then it took a form of my regular process of having different disciplines. So I also work with materials and threads and natural materials. And I came up with the idea that I will make costumes which will literally have a tree, a parrot, sun, wind, storm, stone. It could be a message of a protest. It could be a line from a poem, and also different languages. For example, now I am using English and Dutch to have literal messages, but also metaphorically, the costume becomes when you wear it. So your body is becoming a wind, sun, dust particles, parrot and tree and a stone. A couple of years ago, I had a solo exhibition in India, and that's the title of my exhibition. Umberta is Threshold, and it's architectural, it's a part, a kind of step when you step in the house. And so you cross Umberta. You have to literally lift, or you have to stand on it, or you very naturally lift your foot and you cross that. Umberta is also a word directly connects me to a marriage. Like in India, when you get married, a girl goes from her parents' house to her husband, and then there is actually a ritual that you cross this umberta while stepping on other side inside the home. There is a kind of wooden pot which is filled with rice, and you kind of step, you pushed it inside, and so that the rice is fallen in the house. So it also brings the prosperity with a woman crossing that umberta, but it's also a change and a transformation. And so I really believe in change and transformation, and that always happened in my life and also work. I think if there is no change, there is no breathing. We will die. So the change has to happen and transform. Every day I'm discovering, and also one other artist who is reciting his different poems, and it's very nice to listen every morning. I see it that she is reciting, and to hear through her voice, and to understand, and to really also listen to a good Dutch, someone, instead of me reading Dutch, that also helps, and I feel this is a big pot of knowledge which we are still grasping. I'm still grasping, and I'm learning each day a new phrase. As I said, that I'm also connecting my work in a broader sense to the world we are living in now. And so definitely, and the Jalaluddin Rumi's poem is teaching us how to connect, how to be human. I would say that using voice is very important at this moment. One voice will lead to many voices and a stronger voice. So we shouldn't really be afraid to use our voice. I also feel that there is on one of the costume, the power of people is stronger than the people in power. I would say that we have to be there for each other. We can't say that this is my space and I'm safe. We all are connected, and we have to use your voice, because one voice will have or create, or there will be always a stronger voice will be born.